Hello and welcome to this general, timeless, new moon mini message pick a card reading. So like I said, these are general messages. If you're looking for something a little bit more specific to whichever new moon is approaching or is here, check in the video description for my new moon gathering. I do themed extended, so 8 to 10 card readings over in a private circle. But go ahead and check that out and see if that resonates for you. See if that's what you're looking for. It's down in the video description. But for these mini messages, I have 3 piles here for you today. I have pile 1 to the left, pile 2 in the center, and pile 3, obviously, over to the right. But drop into the heart space and see which of these mini messages is kind of calling to you or speaking to you. And your timestamps are down in the video description. When you're ready, go ahead and check those out, and then I will see you in your reading. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's get right on into it. So first up, what guide, what energy are you being invited to work with at this upcoming new moon? And I have Earth Spirit Stability. So the general energy of your reading right now is that you need to get grounded. You need to really come into your body, come into what Spirit is also saying is kind of come into reality. You're spending a lot of time up in your head. There's a lot of emotional highs and lows, what I'm experiencing within myself. Like I feel like I could laugh or cry at any moment in this reading right now. But Earth Spirit is going to help you get grounded, come into yourself, get into your heart space, and even bringing that energy lower into the womb will be very helpful for you, especially since we set intentions, we dream, we envision our future during the new moon. And the current energy you in, it's going to be really hard to access what it is you really want and also consider how to get there. So Earth Spirit's going to support you in coming into your body. I know I've now said that 3 times, but Spirit is saying that emphasis needs to be there because, and note, if you're having these emotional highs and lows, if you're spending a lot of time thinking, it is time for you to come back to earth, if you will. But don't worry, because Earth Spirit is exactly the right guide to support you in that process. Now, the next thing is an intention. So you're going to be setting your intentions. What is Spirit's intention for you with this upcoming new moon? And I have to tell you, as these cards were popping out, this message was so clear. Go outside. So we have Earth Spirit and we have go outside. It's time to go outside, tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are, and feel at one with your habitat. So what I'm also feeling is I'm kind of wondering if maybe you're going through a little bit of an awakening or maybe even a dark night of the soul if you were drawn to this pile, because there is a disconnect from where you physically are, where your body is, which is here on earth, and where you are emotionally and even spiritually. Like it's just like there's a union that wants to happen here. And this new moon is the one where Spirit is going to really support you in doing that. Can you get outside? You know, this is timeless. Whenever the upcoming new moon is, can you get outside between now and then? It doesn't have to be 4 hours. It doesn't have to require a ton of energy or resources, but simply going outside, kicking off your shoes if that's weather appropriate, and putting your feet on the grass or putting your feet on the ground is really going to help you reconnect. And what I'm hearing is like reconnect and re-enter your body. These emotional highs and lows and this kind of overthinking, over-processing, and even like keeping your energy out with other people or out in other situations, it's not serving you. If you're feeling like you're going in circles, this is why. And so spend this next lunar cycle really coming back to yourself, pulling your energy in from past situations and other people, and just being with you. Spirit's saying, and they don't mean this in a nasty way or, obviously, because Spirit is unconditionally loving, but it's like you've got a lot of potential, but you've also got a lot that needs working on or tending to. And this is a common message for the feminine because sometimes we get wrapped up in other people, we get distracted by past or really wrapped up in fear of the future. And your power is in the present, and the earth vibe, that earth energy is what's going to help you get there. All right. Now, an action step that Spirit would really love for you to take, besides getting outside, one of the things that Spirit is also saying is you will be able to listen to Spirit, to your guides, and connect with your higher power outside, kind of away from it all. So it's not just to get into your body, but it's also to open up and listen to your intuition and to your team. But another action step that Spirit is saying is, or inviting you to take, is an Ace of Pentacles vibe. This is really asking you to consider your foundation, your security, and your stability. The foundation has been rattled. I don't know exactly what it is that has created that for you. It's going to be different for everyone, but it's almost like life has been turned up on its head for you. And you really want things to either go back to how they were, or are having this recognition that they really weren't that great to begin with. But it's overwhelming to go from where you are to like an entirely different life. And this Ace of Pentacles is saying, what's just one thing we can ground here into your life that's going to start to make it better? You know, one of the things I tell my clients when they're going through hard times and life is crap and it just sucks is, how can we make it suck less? So between like where you are and living your best life is quite the gap. So rather than focusing on bridging that huge gap, let's just take that incremental step up. Your best life is coming, and I think in about a year's time, it will look completely different. But for now, what's the single most amazing thing you can do for yourself? And acknowledge that it might be small. Seemingly small, but those smaller things make a massive impact when you're in the energy that you're in. Okay. And then your final card is a crystal that you can use to support you in this process. And I have 𝘸𝘸𝘸𝘸, and I do apologize if I've pronounced that incorrectly. Love. I am love, and love is me. So you're definitely in the shadow. And isn't that beautiful? Like, God, it's such a gorgeous stone. I actually don't have this in my collection, but really coming back to the fact that you are loved and that you are loved by Spirit. You're going through a hard time. I very much feel that. I feel like the heartbreak or the fear or the just kind of the spiral happening. But there's also so much potential for you to turn that around. And you might not feel like you have that kind of power. That's why focus on the smaller changes, the smaller steps you can take. Your power is you have a lot of power, but to access it and to utilize it to create that life that you want or to turn some things around, it's going to happen one step at a time for you. Okay, so pile one, I know that was somewhat of a heavier message, or like the energy that you're in is heavy, but there is a lightness that's coming, and you have the power to make this happen for yourself. Okay, so that's what I have for you. If you want a more specific reading, definitely consider a personal reading, but check out my new moon gathering. It might be exactly what you need to be around other spirit seekers during this time. I know my community helped me get through when I was going through it. All right, so I'll see you either in a personal reading, or I'll see you around the channel or in that circle, but I wish you well and happy new moon. Love you. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your new moon mini message. So first up is which guide is working with you? And I love this. We have Water Spirit manifesting dreams. And if I remember correctly, Water Spirit came up in a recent new moon reading here on the channel. I do love this deck. But Water Spirit is with you, manifesting dreams. And the key message that I'm hearing is that you're really close to what it is you've been working on, finishing the project, receiving the abundance, or whatever it is you've been working on. You're really close. And Spirit just really wants you to flow towards it rather than force your way to it. Get in the river, get in your little floaty and just ride the current. It's going to take you right into what exactly it is you have been working towards. So this intention that I feel coming in for you, and that really, it is the next card, but the message that's coming in the here and now is that it's safe for you to trust that the way you're doing things, the pace you're taking, the rhythm you have is going to work out. You're kind of right on the money. You're right in the flow of things. Things are happening. And so trust that just by nature of you showing up, you putting in the effort, you opening up your heart and doing the healing, it's going to happen. I think that this new moon is really about, again, I think it is that big T word. Everybody loves it so much, right? Trust. Trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. You are doing it. You are getting things done. You are so, so close. So trust in things working out for you. Trust in this specific vision that you hold working out for you. Now you're going to be setting your intentions, and Spirit has one for you as well. And the card that came up for this is Light. The Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. This is what I'm picking up. I feel like you're in the unknown. You are, you're going all in. You're doing, I'm feeling like you're making the effort, because I'm feeling that in my body. I'm feeling you writing. I'm feeling you typing. I'm feeling you, take photographs and really, what Spirit is saying, like really like defining your portfolio. So I'm seeing you do everything you need in order to welcome in your dream. But right now, there's no external thing happening to say like, yes, you're right on. Well, you don't think there's anything external happening that's saying, yes, keep going. Spirit is actually saying that this reading is the external. You have sensed it's working out. You have sensed you're closing in on it. And this reading here is affirming that to you. The external, and if you can find it within yourself to settle into this message, to really breathe into it, here's what I think is going to happen. It's going to anchor in that trust within you, and I think within days something is going to happen externally that's like, oh my God, yes, I've arrived, it's coming, it's here. But before things can manifest externally, we have to believe in them internally, is the message Spirit wants you to know. So you might feel like you're in this tunnel and this unknown and this darkness kind of waiting, trying to make your way down the river. But believe in the light, believe in your guides, believe in yourself is also a key message coming in. Okay, so what's next? What's the next step for you to take, or what step is Spirit asking for you to take? I have the Ace of Cups, and I just really love this version of the Ace of Cups. This is my mini deck, the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. I just think it's so cute. But really feel into this desire, this dream, this vision. How would you feel if it happens? And once you know that, start to, what Spirit is saying is line up your day to embody that feeling. So if what you're calling in is going to bring more peace into your life, then start to design your day to hold the energy of peace. And when you're in that vibration of peace, this creation that is also peace is magnetized towards you. So feel the energy, feel the feelings. And these are good feelings. I'm not picking up that you guys are like emotionally on a roller coaster or low. I actually think you're in your light, which is why the fact that you can't see in front of you is like, am I in my light? Am I just imagining this? You're not. It's so close. And for those of you who are saying like, Karen, every damn time I check out a pick a card with you, you're telling me I'm so close and it's never happening. A big message from Spirit recently has been a lot of you guys, and myself included, are sitting in your manifestation, but because you're still focused on what do I need to do next, or when is it actually happening, it's like we're sitting in it and we don't even realize it. Okay, so that's my both Spirit and my own words of wisdom is make sure that you're not already sitting in it. Make sure that this isn't telling you, hey, look, it's actually already here. For some of you, like one of the things I'm picking up is you want to launch your business, and the only thing left for you, like the only thing about your business that hasn't quote unquote taken off is you haven't gotten your first client, but you're out there, you're sharing your work, you're putting it out into the world, you're making offers, or Spirit is saying, don't be shy, make an offer, like say, this is what I do, this is what I cost, I'm now accepting clients. That's the only thing that's standing between you and feeling like you have a business, but you do have a business, okay? Is what I'm picking up. And then the final card is what crystal will really help you during this time. And I have red tourmaline, passion. I am the embodiment of passion. And this is really related to that Ace of Cups. And isn't that beautiful? I just love that. Okay. So really this crystal is going to help you come into this Ace of Cups energy, feel into the desire, feel into the manifestation. And what Spirit is also suggesting is it's going to help you experience the feeling. That's a big message for this pile. Experience the manifestation through the feeling it's going to bring. Okay. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you. This is some good energy. Stay connected to yourself and to your desires. It's happening. And if you want a little bit more support or just a little bit more fun, check down in the video description. I have my new moon gathering coming up, and I would love to see you there. I would love to learn more about your manifestations, your goals, and your dreams, but you can check that out down below the video. But until next time, happy new moon. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So first up, we're going to take a look at what guide is working with you and supporting you during this new moon. And we have one of my favorites, Dragon, Power. All right, so this new moon is really all about using your energy, your power to manifest what you want. If there's a lot of focus outside of you, bring it back within. Your external world will reflect your internal world. So I feel like this new moon, you're really going to be tending to the inner realm, the inner temple. And you're going to be seeing how amazing and how powerful you really are. There's a lot of times where you're finding yourself kind of waiting for the green light from Spirit to take action or to do what you want to do. And really, like, the message from Spirit, the green light from Spirit is the wanting. So it could be like you want to take a new course, or you want to reach out to somebody and suggest a collaboration, and you're waiting for Spirit to like give you a sign or something. And Spirit's really saying you have more control, you have more power. You're in the driver's seat and you have the responsibility to follow through with the things that you want to do. And they're going to support you with it. But first, you're going to tap into that inner, what they're calling inner potential. Very specific message. So the next one is an intention. You're going to set an intention around this upcoming new moon, but Spirit has one for you as well. And Spirit has magical blessings in store for you. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. I very much pick up that maybe you're in this waiting period or in this holding pattern, and you're wondering when things are going to get better or when things are going to be different or change. And Spirit is saying they can change at any point. You just have to take that step, or you just have to recognize your power and do what you need to do or what you can do in order to shift it. I don't pick up, dark night of the soul or like dense energy here. I just actually pick up sometimes that you hand your power over to Spirit, to your guides, or to other people, or maybe you're, and I've seen this, I think it's gotten better, but mostly because I'm not in as many communities anymore, but it's like crowdsourcing your prices or crowdsourcing which services you should do, or like calling all of your family and friends and asking them for business advice when they aren't business owners or they're just not designed that way. So it's really, Spirit is saying, come back within. The answer isn't going to be from anybody else. And even Spirit, I'm picking up, is not giving you the signs or the syncs or the messages that you are asking for. And you're feeling like that's a red light. Like, no, you shouldn't do that. No, you shouldn't take action. And it's actually the opposite for you guys. You're being invited to take the action because it's coming from a very inspired place. A good way to make sure that that's coming from an inspired place is to sink into the heart space and just do some meditation or silence the mind, right? So yes, turn off music, shut the, get into that meditative state and silence the mind, not just the external, but the mind as well. Allow the next step or allow that motivation to come from deep within you. Okay. Now an action step, yes. Spirit, an action step that Spirit wants you to take. We have the Father of Swords. So Father in this deck is the king, and that's somebody who's in power. He's not waiting for anybody to give him permission. And Swords energy, that is the rational, methodical, but it's also very masculine. So it's about taking that action. But the very specific message that's coming in is to watch your mindset. Your mindset is one right now, and I don't feel like this is common, so don't like think that this is like a whole other path of healing you need to go down to, but often you give your power away. You go to others, sometimes they're experts and sometimes they're not, to get their opinion, and you have the authority to make these decisions. Go with what feels right, go with what feels aligned. And if you are going to invite another person's perspective, give them the two options that feel the best, rather than like just an open-ended, what do you think I should do? You're smart as hell. You've got a good head on your shoulders, but right now you're just kind of like, this waiting period has kind of rocked the boat a little bit, right? Like there's no doubt that there's something bigger coming your way, but right now while you're waiting, you can start to take action steps to welcome it in. And that's I'm like trying to get an example that might resonate for some, but Spirit isn't really offering any, so it's going to be different for everyone who picked this pile, as it typically is. But also they just said, and part of it is like you looking at your life, like not outsourcing like not looking to me to give you the answer. Okay. And then a crystal that is going to help you in this process for this lunar cycle. Chrysotile, power animal. My power animal supports, guides, and loves me throughout my life. So if you're in the Wild Hearted Collective, check out our animal guide meditation. If you're not in the collective, check out the collective for a lot of meditations that'll support this process. But that animal guide meditation will be very supportive, but as will this crystal. I know I showed it to you, but let's take another look. But here, the word that's really standing out here is power. Because I am feeling like a lot of disempowerment in this pile, and Spirit's helping you pull it back. Because your guides will support you and they will guide you and love you, but they're not going to do it for you. You're still in the driver's seat, okay? Jesus isn't taking the wheel. You're going to stay in the wheel, and he'll function as a little bit of a GPS, but you are still behind the wheel, my love. Okay? All right, beauty. If you are interested, check out my new moon gathering and circle up with us and get a full extended card reading. But do let me know how this resonates, and I'm wishing you a beautiful new moon. Bye.